Caitlin Clark destroyed. She just annihilated Cheryl Reeve on national television.
Caitlin Clark threw her hands up because she knew Napheesa Collier had just lied.
Yes, I texted Caitlin before to ask if we could trade.
Everyone's thinking Caitlin Clark got rid of Cheryl Reeve, when all it was Cheryl Reeve running away, not wanting to coach Caitlin.
With all the drama, it's nice to kind of chill a little bit.
If you've been acting oppy, Caitlin not rocking with.
2 minutes ago, the WNBA world exploded. Caitlin Clark just went live and dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. In a voice trembling with both rage and relief, she exposed everything, revealing why she made the shocking decision to fire Coach Cheryl Reeve. But that's not even the wildest part. Because out of nowhere, Napheesa Collier's name was dragged straight into the chaos, and fans are now demanding answers. From locker room betrayals to private voice notes leaked. This drama isn't just about basketball anymore. It's personal. What happened behind the scenes that pushed Caitlin to make such a bold move? Why is Napheesa silent? And did Cheryl Reeve really try to sabotage Clark's future? Buckle up, this scandal is just getting started. And the truth is darker than anyone expected. It started with whispers, just tiny echoes bouncing around locker rooms and late-night group chats. Nothing solid, nothing confirmed. But something felt off. Caitlin Clark had been smiling less. The cameras didn't catch it at first. She was still dropping 25-plus points, still hitting logo threes, still electrifying packed arenas. But those close to her, the staff, the teammates, the fans, who study every micro-expression, they noticed her handshake with Cheryl Reeve was cold. Her post-game interviews, polished but distant, and one cryptic Instagram story. A black screen with a single line, "Not everyone in your circle is in your corner." The WNBA community didn't think much of it. Maybe she was tired. Maybe the pressure was mounting. But then the leaks started. A voice note, muffled but undeniable, was released anonymously on Twitter. In it, a woman sounding eerily like Cheryl Reeve was shouting at a player, accusing her of being immature, inexperienced, and uncoachable. Fans were quick to speculate, was that Caitlin Clark on the receiving end? The clip went viral in hours, and then nothing. Silence. No response from Caitlin. No comments from Cheryl. The league. Quiet. But the real storm hit 2 days later. A reliable insider from inside the locker room finally broke the silence, deeming a major sports YouTuber under the condition of anonymity. In the now-deleted message, they said Caitlin didn't fire Cheryl over just coaching disagreements.
Not want Cheryl Reeve as her coach. Napheesa Collier just told on herself. She exposed herself as a liar.
There was a plot to bench her during All-Star Weekend, to make her look replaceable. The comments section exploded. WHAT. And then Caitlin broke her silence. In a live session that pulled in over 600,000 viewers. Caitlin appeared visibly shaken, wearing a plain hoodie. No glam, no PR spin, just raw truth. She took a deep breath and said, "I never wanted this to go public, but the truth always finds its way out. I was sabotaged by someone I trusted." And boom, the internet blew up. Hashtag Caitlin Vestrel was instantly trending #1 on Twitter. But Caitlin wasn't done. She leaned into the camera, eyes burning with suppressed emotion, and dropped the line that sent shockwaves across the sports world. "I told the franchise either." She goes, "Or I do." What? This wasn't just drama. This was a power play. It's a rookie, the face of the future, firing a legendary coach. Fans couldn't process it. ESPN analysts debated it all night. Some called Caitlin entitled, called her brave. And just when things seemed to hit peak chaos, Napheesa Collier's name entered the chat. It began subtly. A tweet from WNBA star Lexi Brown simply read, "And just like that, the truth peeks through. Funny who stays silent." The cryptic shade had everyone scrambling. Who was she talking about? Fans started connecting dots. Napheesa and Cheryl were tight. Napheesa and Caitlin barely interacted. Then Caitlin liked the tweet. Boom. Confirmation. People went crazy. Was Napheesa involved in this sabotage? Was she feeding info to Cheryl? Was there a divide inside the locker room that no one had noticed before? Theories flooded YouTube. TikTok detectives stitched clips of bench reactions, practice footage, and background audio to show how Napheesa allegedly sided with Cheryl and may have tried to freeze Caitlin out behind the scenes. And it didn't stop there. An old podcast episode resurfaced from before the draft where Cheryl Reeve was asked which rookie she'd love to coach. She dodged the Caitlin Clark hype completely and instead praised players who respect veterans and understand the system. The shade, the pre-draft tension, it had been there all along. Now, people weren't just mad, they were invested. And they wanted blood. The Pacers fan base demanded a press conference. WNBA
Napheesa Collier is in serious hot water at the line on Caitlin Clark on national television.
Insiders whispered that Cheryl Reeve was on thin ice. Caitlin? She posted a photo of herself holding her jersey. And burning sage in the locker room. Caption, new energy. New season, I won't be playing again. Meanwhile, Napheesa remained silent. No posts, no comments, no appearances. Until one late-night screenshot surfaced of her in a private IG group chat, allegedly defending Cheryl and calling Caitlin a glorified influencer with a jump shot. That image went viral too, though Napheesa's team denied its authenticity. But by now, the damage was done. Lines were drawn, and the WNBA was now caught in a storm. It had never experienced before a civil war between old-school coaching and new-gen superstars. Was Caitlin right to fire Cheryl? Is Napheesa secretly involved? Or was this just the beginning of a scandal way darker than anyone imagined? But the craziest part? The third voice on the leaked audio sounded familiar. Two hardcore fans, some claimed it was a league rep. Others were convinced it was a veteran player from Team USA's Olympic roster. Few even said it might be another coach, someone who had beef with Caitlin back in college. Reddit threads blew up, trying to solve the mystery. One user posted waveform comparisons between the new audio and a 2022 interview with Sue Bird, hinting she may have been quietly advising Cheryl behind the scenes. That theory was wild, but it gained traction fast. Then a new detail surfaced. A flight manifest showed Cheryl, Napheesa, and someone with the initials SB traveling together 3 days before Caitlin's live stream. Fans lost their minds. Was Sue Bird actually involved? Meanwhile, Caitlin's camp remained focused. No distractions, no name drops. It's just one cryptic post. You can't kill what's already reborn. But behind closed doors, she wasn't calm at all. Sources say Caitlin was furious when she discovered just how far the sabotage had gone. Her private shooting sessions were being recorded. Her training schedule was being shared with outside agents. And one practice was mysteriously overbooked, forcing her to skip a full scrimmage. Coincidence? Nope. Her agent called it straight up internal espionage. The franchise held an emergency meeting, and just like that, Cheryl Reeves' contract was terminated without public explanation. Napheesa took a 2-week personal leave, and Caitlin, she walked into practice with a new playlist blasting from the speakers. No Friends in the Industry by Drake. The message was loud. The drama, far from over, and just as fans thought things were cooling down, a new voicemail leaked. A woman, presumed to be Cheryl, left a message for another coach saying she thinks she won. But I've got people in her circle. We'll see how long that smile lasts. Holy, was this a threat? A warning? Or proof of an even deeper web of manipulation? Fans demanded justice. Analysts demanded accountability. But Caitlin Clark, she didn't flinch. She stepped onto the court the next game and dropped a historic 51 points, shattering records, and making one thing crystal clear. She might be young, but she's not to be played with. The WNBA is no longer the same. And as the cameras zoomed in on her walking off the court, one mic caught her whispering to a teammate. They picked the wrong one to mess with. The moment that third audio clip leaked, everything changed. Suddenly, the scandal wasn't just speculation. It wasn't just he said, she said anymore. It was proof. Caitlin Clark had been intentionally manipulated, sidelined, and monitored by people who were supposed to protect her and the world. I wasn't ready. #Clark exposed them started trending worldwide within an hour. Major sports outlets scrambled to verify the recording, but it was already too late. The damage had been done. And Caitlin, she didn't flinch. Instead, she dropped a video the next morning. No intro, no glam. Just her standing outside an empty gym with a ball in her hand. Stared straight into the camera and said, "I don't care how many people try to control my narrative. I didn't come here to fit in. I came here to take over." Boom. Dot. The message was clear. She wasn't backing down.
Caitlin Clark running the show.
Nobody on this team sets screens.
Caitlin Clark showed y'all. She the best that ever did it and got away with it.
Caitlin Clark is obviously the reason why everybody's watching the WNBA. She's the reason why all these fans are tuning in.
Inside the league offices, panic set in. Sponsors started calling. TV ratings surged overnight. Players from other teams began posting cryptic support emojis, truth wins quotes, and even reposting Caitlin's clip with clapping hands. But the drama was far from over. Behind the scenes, Kira Das, the PR rep caught in the leaked tape, was suspended pending investigation. Her emails were frozen, her security badge revoked. And then another whistleblower came forward. This time was someone from Caitlin's own team, a former assistant trainer who had resigned earlier in the season. In a bold move, she posted a 7-minute video to TikTok, where she explained Caitlin was being micromanaged from day one. They had meetings about her hairstyle, her media phrasing, even who she could follow on Instagram. She wasn't just a player, she was their brand puppet. People were stunned. Even hardcore skeptics started to believe the conspiracy. The media wanted a scapegoat, and Cheryl Reeve became the face of betrayal. But what about Napheesa? Well, she finally spoke publicly in a highly anticipated sit-down interview. Napheesa sat across from a trusted sports journalist, visibly nervous but determined to tell her side of the story. "I was never part of a plot. I was manipulated too. I looked up to Cheryl. I thought she had the team's best interest in mind. But when I tried to back out, it was too late. They made me pick sides." The interview was heartbreaking. Napheesa even teared up when asked about her relationship with Caitlin. "I respect her as a player. I never meant to hurt her. I just didn't know how deep it all went." The clip went viral. Fans were split. Some believed her. Others called her a coward. Meanwhile, Cheryl Reeve. She lawyered up. Her team issued a public CCNDIS letter against unauthorized recordings, defamation, and targeted harassment. But it backfired. People saw it as an admission of guilt. The more Cheryl tried to silence the story, the more it amplified. Caitlin remained quiet on specifics, but her gameplay did the talking. In her next appearance, she dropped 46 points, 9 assists, and broke the record for most three-pointers in a rookie season. And she did it wearing custom shoes with the word "unsilenced" etched on the sole. Social media couldn't get enough. Then came the twist no one expected. An anonymous source from the Team USA Olympic training camp revealed that Caitlin Clark had refused to accept an alternate role on the roster unless Cheryl Reeve was officially removed from the coaching staff. What? It was a bold demand. Rookie laying terms to the Olympic Committee. But guess what? 2 days later, Cheryl's name was quietly removed from the official Olympic staff list, and Caitlin posted an IG story of her lacing up her sneakers with the caption, "We make our own history," came over The WNBA was officially divided. The old guard players, execs, and coaches loyal to Cheryl's era began distancing themselves. Meanwhile, the new wave led by younger stars like Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and others rallied behind Caitlyn's push for transparency and freedom. Players started demanding protections, clear boundaries for personal privacy freedom. To manage their own media presence, no more controlling PR playbooks. Caitlyn had unintentionally started a movement, but not everyone was happy about it. Private DMs leaked between Cheryl and a high-ranking league exec, or Cheryl wrote, "She's trying to turn this into the Caitlyn League. We've built this without her. We can outlast her." That single message caused a nuclear reaction online. People were furious. How could someone who had coached legends like Maya Moore and Sylvia Fowles dismiss the biggest star the league had ever seen? A trending tweet summarized it perfectly. Caitlyn Clark didn't divide the league. She just lit a match that exposed how divided it already was. Mic drop. Then came another twist. Napheesa released screenshots of text conversations with Cheryl from earlier in the season, revealing that Cheryl had been monitoring Caitlyn's behavior daily. She even told Napheesa, "Keep your eye on her. She gets too bold, let me know." Jaw dropped. This wasn't just bad coaching, it was psychological control. And for the first time, Napheesa said she regretted not warning Caitlyn earlier. In her post, she wrote, "I should have spoken up. I thought I was being loyal, but now I see I was just being used." By now, fans were calling this the WNBA scandal of the decade. Documentaries were being planned. Podcasts exploded with coverage. Sports debate shows ran full specials titled Control, Silence, and the Rise of Queen Caitlyn. And through it all, Caitlyn Clark kept rising. She launched a charity initiative called Voices Free, designed to help young female athletes maintain creative and emotional independence in pro sports. The campaign was funded with her own money. Her caption, "No one owns your voice but you." And with that, she solidified herself not just as a baller, but as a leader. The file was real, labeled in bold, Operation Contain Clark. Full plan. The internet couldn't believe it. This wasn't just league politics anymore. This was a blueprint, a premeditated strategy to limit the rise of Caitlyn Clark from the moment she entered the league. And it wasn't just Cheryl or Kira behind it. The document names.
Being traded in the All-Star game.
Caitlyn Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeve off the team.
Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team.
We've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rule, but we just made it a rule.
Kayla just gave her a straight up, "Man, forget you and get off my team."
Now, word on the street was that Caitlyn Clark did not want Cheryl Reeve as her coach.
Names, team officials, media consultants, even executives from broadcast partners were copied on emails discussing media pacing, highlight management, and message redirection. One passage read, "Caitlyn's impact is exceeding planned projections. We must manage her visibility to ensure balance across marketable talent. Consider adjusting coverage ratios accordingly." Adjusting coverage, managing highlight visibility. The WNBA world was stunned. Was the league intentionally suppressing its biggest star to keep the spotlight evenly shared? Screenshots of the files went viral instantly. Every detail dissected, decoded, and discussed on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Then came the firestorm. Caitlyn's management team issued a statement. "We were unaware of any such plans. This was never about ego. It was about fairness. Caitlyn has always just wanted to play the game she loves authentically." But the fans weren't buying the league's silence. They demanded answers. A movement began online. #LetHerShine athletes from all corners joined in. Naomi Osaka reposted the leak. Simone Biles commented, "This is why we fight." Even LeBron James tweeted, "You can't build a league by caging its stars. Let her cook." Under pressure, the WNBA commissioner was forced to call a press conference. She appeared stiff, reading carefully from a teleprompter. She denied personal knowledge of the document, promised a third-party investigation, and expressed deep regret for the unfortunate internal communications. It wasn't enough. By now, the damage was irreversible. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a rookie sensation. She was now a symbol of rebellion, resistance, and realness in a system that tried to mold her. But while she stayed mostly silent on the drama, those close to her knew she was hurting. One teammate, speaking anonymously, said Caitlin felt betrayed. Like she walked into a league she dreamed of, and they were waiting for her with scissors instead of flowers. That's when she made her boldest move yet. In an unannounced press drop, Caitlin Clark released a 10-minute mini documentary on her YouTube channel. Title, This Is Me. Unfiltered, it opened with childhood footage. Her first hoop. Her first tournament. Her first pair of beat-up Nikes. Then her voice came in. They told me to tone it down, to smile more. They said the game isn't ready for someone like me. But maybe, I wasn't made for the game they built. I'm building my own. The video showed never-before-seen footage, her being told to avoid eye contact during post-game pressers. I leaked internal chart grading her media tone. A blurred-out figure whispering, "Remember your place." For an interview, it was raw, unfiltered, painful, powerful. In the final scene, she stared at the camera and said, "I didn't fire Cheryl. I fired the system she was protecting." Boom. The internet stopped. Instagram froze. TikTok went into full meltdown mode. Athletes, artists, and influencers all rallied behind her. Billie Eilish shared the doc with a caption, "Protect this woman at all costs." But Cheryl Reeve, she had her own bomb to drop. She scheduled an exclusive sit-down interview. 1 hour, no edits, no PR buffer, just her dot, and what she said left jaws on the floor. Do I regret some of my decisions? Sure. But Caitlin's rise came at a cost to team unity, to balance, to veterans. The league has always been about collective progress. One person shouldn't overshadow the rest. It was subtle, measured, but still a jab. She wasn't apologizing, she was justifying. And that made things worse. Players clapped back hard. Lexi Hull tweeted, "Maybe if the system worked, one star wouldn't have to carry the ratings." Napheesa remained quiet. After her last apology, she'd stepped back from all the media.
You said he might be aggressive on the trade market once this opened up. Is there any player that you're looking to get to? And remember, it has to be apples to apples trade here. Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them.
Caitlin, are there any player trades you like to make? Nah, I'm kind of set with my team, but I would like to trade coaches.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continued to break records both on and off the court. Her jersey sold out for the third time that season. She signed a book deal titled, "Let Them Try to Stop Me." And the WNBA was quietly rewriting its PR policies. More player freedom, clearer media rules. A commitment to transparency. Change was happening because of her. But it wasn't all roses. Online hate started bubbling. Anonymous accounts accused Caitlin of ruining the league. That she was divisive, arrogant, too loud, a smear campaign. Her fans thought so. They fought back, exposing the sock accounts as bots tied to suspicious IP addresses. Some even linked to former team staff. And then, the final twist. The results of the third-party investigation dropped, and the conclusion. There was coordinated suppression of Caitlin Clark's public image, initiated by select league and team officials in conjunction with media representatives. This violated several internal codes and ethical standards. Boom. The league was forced to issue an official public apology. Cheryl Reeve is permanently banned from coaching in any league-affiliated role. Kira Das, blacklisted from all sports. PR3 executives quietly resigned. And Napheesa. she issued a final tearful video saying, "I thought I was protecting the league, but all I did was betray a sister in the game. I'm sorry, Caitlin. Truly and Caitlin." She responded with a simple post,
You are leaning into this bad guy role, but you've been on some I don't give a F lately.
a photo of her and Napheesa from training camp, hugging. Caption, "We grow, we learn, we win." And with that, peace returned. But it wasn't the same Swanba anymore. It was stronger, louder, realer, because Caitlin Clark didn't just win games. She won freedom for herself, for her peers, and for every future baller who refused to shrink. And just like that, the truth came out. What started as whispers behind closed doors turned into a full-blown rebellion that shook the WNBA to its core. Caitlin Clark didn't just shoot her way into the spotlight, she fought for it. She exposed a system that tried to dim or shine, took down powerful names, and stood tall even when the league itself turned against her. But now, it's your turn to speak up. Do you believe Caitlin was targeted from the start? Was Cheryl Reeve just doing her job? Or was she truly out for control? And should Napheesa Collier be forgiven? Or held accountable for staying silent? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this isn't just sports anymore. This is a war for the future of the WNBA. Comment #LetHerShine if you're riding with Caitlin all the way. Type guilty if you believe Cheryl, Kira, and others plotted her downfall. And if you think more secrets are still hiding, comment. Drop part 4. Don't forget to like this video if it left you speechless. Subscribe if you want all the latest tea before it trends. And ring that bell so you never miss another scandal, shock, or secret we expose. Because if this story taught us anything, it's that even queens have to fight for their crown. This was just one chapter. What happens next? That's up to you.
Cheryl Reeve, you hated on her for the Olympics.
She did not want to coach her, and it was exposed thanks to Napheesa Collier.